You know, when you give someone a gift, you probably think the story ends once it's unwrapped, right? But what if that's just the beginning? Today, we're going to follow the strange, secret path a present can take, and you might be surprised by the powerful emotions it can dig up along the way.
So let me ask you something. Picture this. You spend time picking out the perfect gift for a friend. Then, maybe a year later, it's your birthday, and you unwrap that exact same gift. How would you feel? Would it be awkward? Kind of insulting? Or maybe even funny? Well, for the person at the center of our story today, a woman named Jyoti, there was absolutely no confusion about how she felt. Her reaction, it was immediate. She thought it was just mean.
So here's the setup. A year ago, Jyoti gives a book to her friend Sudhir. Fast forward to her birthday, and another friend, Suman, gives her a gift. And yep, you guessed it, it's the very same book. A perfect and, let's be honest, a super awkward circle. Jyoti's reaction, that feeling of being wronged, really shines a light on all these unwritten rules we have about giving gifts. But hold on, how could she be so positive it was the same exact book? Well, her methods were pretty clever. And this is how she knew. It wasn't just a similar book, it was the book. See, Jyoti has this secret little system. She draws a tiny animal on one of the pages to track the gifts she gives out. So, yeah, there was no doubt in her mind. This was her gift, returned. Her reaction is so strong, so visceral. Her mom calls the situation interesting, but Jyoti, she calls it gross. For her, Sudhir didn't just pass along some object, he gave away her gift. The thought, the sentiment, all of it, just given away. This whole thing basically lays out Jyoti's unspoken contract for giving presents. First, a gift is a token you're supposed to keep. It's about the bond, right? Second, okay, if you absolutely have to regift, you do it carefully, far away from the original circle of friends. And the ultimate unbreakable rule, it can never ever make its way back to the person who gave it to you. But what if Jyoti's rules are all wrong? This is where her mother comes into the story with a completely different take, a philosophy that changes how we think about the entire purpose of a present. Her mom's argument is actually incredibly simple. She says that the moment you give a gift, it's not yours anymore. You've released it. Ownership is totally transferred, and that person can do anything they want with it. So now we've got these two totally opposite views, right? For Jyoti, a gift is a deeply personal symbol, and regifting feels like a personal rejection. But for her mom, it's just an object. Its only job is to be enjoyed, and who cares how it got there? According to this philosophy, a gift has a job, and it's a simple one, just to be liked and enjoyed by whoever owns it at the moment. When Jyoti got the book from Suman, she was happy. So from her mom's perspective, the book did its job. Mission accomplished. The crazy path it took doesn't even matter. And after explaining this idea that the gift's job is done, Mama asks a really simple question that just pivots the entire conversation. It shifts the focus from all these social rules right back onto Jyoti herself. And here it is, the big twist. Jyoti, the one who's so offended that her thoughtful gift wasn't appreciated enough, admits she never actually read the book herself before she gave it away. Suddenly, her anger starts to look a little different, doesn't it? This little revelation just blows the door wide open for a third way to look at this whole thing, a way that's almost mystical. What if this isn't about Jyoti's rules or her mom's logic? What if this is about the book's own destiny? Yeah, forget social mistakes for a second. Mama throws out this wild idea. What if the book wanted to come back? Like, what if it was on a mission, and its destination was always supposed to be Jyoti? And this is really the beautiful heart of the story. The book's journey wasn't an accident. It wasn't an insult. It was fate. It came back because there was something inside that book, a lesson that Jyoti, the original giver, was meant to learn all along. And just like that, with this totally new way of seeing things, Jyoti's anger just melts away. The book isn't a symbol of disrespect anymore. Now it's this treasured messenger, something with its own story, and she promises she'll finally read it and keep it forever. So this simple little story about a book that came back home ends up being a pretty deep look into what it really means to give. What does it teach us about the gifts that we put out into the world? When you think about it, we've explored 3 different ways to see a gift. Is it an emotional token? A piece of us that's forever tied to the person we give it to? Or is it just a temporary object whose only job is to bring a little bit of joy? Or is it something more, an item with its own story on a journey that we have no control over? And that leaves us with one final thought. The next time you wrap a present for someone, are you truly letting it go? Or are you tying on these invisible strings of expectation? Maybe the real art of giving is just releasing something into the world and being totally okay with whatever strange circular path it might take.